Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So today I'm doing a background on a canvas to start for another painting. And so I thought that I would come on and show you a few ways that I incorporate watercolor and different things into my backgrounds. I love backgrounds. They're my favorite things to do. Sometimes I do them and now I can look at them and think, boy, that's a really cool abstract. Or, it's just a background. So before I begin this, I want to ask if you're not aware, we need our dog to have a surgery, and I have a video of it 2 or 3 videos ago. But if you are interested, I'll put the link down below. If you could donate even $5, that makes all the difference in the world. We need to get to 4,000. I think we're at 2,800. And please share around for me. I would really, really appreciate it. Our time's running out for the dog, and every day, if she throws up or, because her stomach or she shows a little sign of not feeling well, we're like, oh no. So we have to get it done before she goes into her second heat or third. It's one or the other. She's already had one. But we just don't want her getting sick. So the link's down below. It's little Zelda. I've shown her before. It's my daughter's dog. Well, it's our dog too, but it's my daughter's dog. And please, I'd appreciate anything. But that's all I want to say. We're going to go on to this, please. So here's what I did. I took watercolor and I just played with it, as you can see. I mean, it's nothing. It almost looks like it's out of focus because when I look at it, I was like, oh, but it's really cool looking. I have all these different areas, right? So what I was thinking was at first, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe I'll take maybe black paint, which I know is going to be too stark, and go and wonder if that would be really cool to, or Stabilo, like the water soluble pencil Stabilo, go around and get these, draw these shapes that are in here, and see if that adds to it. So I may do that. But what I did to make this permanent, because I'm going to be asked, and y'all know you can use Mod Podge, that's fine. But I wanted it to dry quickly. So my favorite, Clear Gesso, Liquitex. Now listen, if you don't have this and you have Mod Podge, that is completely fine. Oh my God, my dogs. You can use that. There's nothing wrong with it. When you do it, and if you want me to demo it, I'll do another one because I love doing these. But when you put it on, now you can see I got some brush marks here where it kind of lifted. I like it. You could see the direction. Now, what I do when this happens, because I do this quite a bit, I'll just turn it. I'll turn it till I find a way that I love. What I also did, which I don't know how well you're going to be able to pick it up, but you can see right here, you can see here, you can see here, paper towel. I did paper towel, and I mean, I use this as texture all the time. I use it on my gel plates. I use it on this, on my canvases. I use it everywhere. Now, if you come up with something when you're doing it and you're like, I love it, and you don't want to change it, don't change it. Like I said, I kept going back and forth, and I'm like, oh boy, even, anything. I have different colored Stabilos. You can use watercolor itself, right? Because now you can hear it. It has that little bit of texture on top. It's going to pick up. And I can also paint on top, glue on top, all the things. So it's what I love to do. If you use your Mod Podge, do not dry it with a heat gun. I even suggest not to dry it with a hair dryer too close, because if you have your heat gun and you're holding it high and you're moving it around, that's perfect. Same with the hair dryer, but don't hold it too close and in one space, because what's going to happen, it's going to bubble up and plasticize, if that makes sense. So just, do your thing. I usually do it at night, but sometimes you can't, and you don't have to. So here we are. What are we going to do? I don't know. I have these papers, My question is, do I want to start laying these down? But you know what I'm going to do? Because I am so freaking curious on what it's going to look like. And I never can just leave shit alone. I'm going to take my Stabilo. I'm going to do black. I think my other Stabilos are in my other Rolly. And I have a house guest here who's sitting behind me. I am having my first, she's a pregnant puppy. She's one, literally a puppy. And she's pregnant. And she's my foster. And it's going to be my first time delivering puppies. And I'm scared to death, but I'm so freaking excited. So you're going to hear her little feet tap, tap, tapping around. I've had her since Sunday. Today is Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know. I think it may be Thursday. And no puppies yet. My girlfriend says, who's like a pro at this, that it'll probably be maybe another week, but we'll see. We'll see. She said maybe. But anyway, that's the tea on that. This is a pencil, which, I mean, you know, I have so much water-soluble things. I don't know why. See, I'm rearranging my desk, so stuff's out of it. So quit looking, Kel. Let's just do this. Okay, let's go. So what I like to do, like I can see a cat here. And it's really weird. Let me just show you close. Can you see that? It's like, that's the ears. Look at the little, like, right? Little nose. Cute. I don't know if I'm going to keep it like this, but it's kind of like a cat. That's really cool. But if I'm going to keep it, I don't want to put it in the water soluble, but. Okay, that's fun to do too. All right, anyway, stop, Cal. Okay, so I'm going to do here first. And I'm just going to just kind of follow it. And then I'll take my brush and just wet it. Let's see what this does, just to add that little punch. And I'm not going to go all the way in. I mean, I could do the cat too, I guess. Just, it'll get covered with something or something. I don't know what the heck I did there, but we'll just do like this. Okay. It's about having fun. And then I can go. Obviously don't want too much black, and I'm going to have to cover it in some way. Like this right here would be great to keep as white, but we're not. I also love dripping, so I might make it drip. I don't know. Which that I love using. Mod Podge has a spray, and it's like a spray Mod Podge. Oh yeah, I like this. Let's see if we can get it to drip. And that's what I would spray on these. So let's see. Oh yeah, drip, baby, drip. And I'll suck it up in here. Drag it back up. Let's see if we can get her to drip a little. I'm helping. Let's see up here. I know it's hard for you to see. Let me. And I know if I used watercolor paper, this would be a lot easier to do, obviously. The watercolor would have been different, all of it. But I wanted to do it on a canvas. And, you know, because I've done like a million different canvases over and over, it's just, oh, go ahead, baby, drip. You know, it's just the way I like doing it. She's just walking around. I'm goofy. I'm like, walks, honey, walk. I come and spend like the day with her all the time, or the evening, and I'm just like, walk everywhere. So I gotta look at this and see what I'm thinking before I continue. What are you trying to get back here? Get out of there. I'll clean that up. You can't get there, silly. You silly little girl. But I'm gonna move this way. And this is gonna be a background that I move quite a bit. And I think I'm going to change this. I'm not really. I'm just going to lay some water. I don't want to get that white in the middle necessarily. I can feel the sun coming in this window. I got my air on because it's like 1,006 degrees and it's bad quality. You know what really gets my ass is the electric company. Oh, what can I, maybe I'll just put this here. Like your electric, right? They write you and they're like, it's bad air quality. Right? I'm sick. I can't have all that heat and humidity in here. Emily's sick. She can't. But our electric bill is still going to be almost $1,000. And you don't get no discount because you're sick. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we supposed to do? When I see people not have their air on days like today, I'm like, you are so lucky to be able to do that and be comfortable. Because I can't breathe. I get sick. You know, but I just don't understand. I don't understand. All right, I kind of like that. I'm not digging on this, so I'm just going to go in and like... I'm going to do this. Honey, get out of there. Hey, if there's something back, I'll get it for you, babe. I don't know what you smell. There's been 1,000,000 dogs in here, so I did clean it, but who knows what they hide. All right, so I'm going to kind of, I like that blue in there. I'm not going to mess with it. Let me show you real quick. Watch. See this pink right here? I mean, I'm not, and then we have this clean right there, right? You can see it doesn't come off. But if I do it on the black, see, it comes right off. So that's not fixed yet. If you are somebody who's not really Shakira, if somebody who's not really sure of watercolor, that kind of thing. I would show you my watercolor thing, but it is a disaster right now. I got to clean it up. Where I have like all my watercolor where I squirted it out and it dried and I use it from there. That'll be another day. So here we are with this. So now what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother too much more. I'm going to go in and I'm going to take a couple papers because I like these. Now I don't have to keep these all in one piece, right? I like them ruffled. I mean, really, I can't read that stuff anyway. First of all, I'm old and the little print is hard to read and, you know, so I'm going to like, just kind of do like that. Let's see. Now I have to find my Mod Podge paper, which would be great if it's right here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Got to get a new one. Okay. One of my favorite things is Mod Podge for this kind of thing. Not gonna lie. And for no other reason than I love it. I love it. Now this is a brush that I accidentally kind of glued here, but it still has a little bit of firmness, so that's what I'm going to use because it's kind of like a brayer situation. Now this is light here, so I'm not going to mess really anything up. And I'm just going to lay this glue on, and this is Mod Podge paper. It's been around for a while. This is the matte one. You can get glossy. She really wants something back here. You can get glossy. You can get whatever you want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this. Some still like the regular Mod Podge. This is not, some people have problems with regular Mod Podge. And you see, because it's a little stiffer, I can kind of like use it as a, as if it's an old credit card, or I can't think of the scrapey thing. If it's a scrapey thing, right? I can just kind of go, look at me scraping. And it's getting all that glue out, pushing it down. It's like my favorite mistake I've ever made is making this thing. I know, it's ridiculous. Okay. So, not digging over here. So we're just going to put a little bit. I know that black is there. And that's okay. I don't want to cover up too much, but I'm going to have to put it on if you want to glue it, Kel. And here we go. And here I am with my little scraper. And you can see it saves me glue too, because I am a thrifty, cheap and easy bitch. Okay. I try to save everything if I can, because you know what? I'm always afraid that one day, all right, why is this doing this? Come on, baby. One day I'm not going to be able to afford it or get it, and it makes me nervous. So I don't like to waste. Really, I don't. Let's do the white spot. I don't want to give up on my white spots, like get rid of them, if you know what I'm saying, but again, getting that flat. And I'm going to tell you something. I do a lot of drawing off of doing it on canvases. Sometimes I'll sit out there in the living room or wherever and just draw. And I come up with some ones that I really love. I also love doing, I've talked about it before, on the iPad. So I'll print them out when I'm done. So, you know, sometimes I will. I'll do that. I'll either redraw them or I'll just use what I printed out. And this is so helpful because I can really make sure I get all the bubbles out. You know, because you really want that to sit there. Now, sometimes when you get these papers, not in this case, one side's blank because it's cheap, it's printed, whatever. You can even do your own, right? On your printer, on your iPad, on whatever, or just take a piece of paper and write and do all these things and stamp and whatever and use that. Like you don't, you know, I'll show you what I mean, but it's simple. It's good. It's another way to do it when you're starting out and you don't have money. That is why I do this. I really like this. I don't want to put too much. I think I'm going to wait. I'm just going to do with that. And then I'm going to lightly scan over my Stabilo. And what's going to happen, because I don't care that it smudges a little bit, right? I don't care. But what's going to happen is, oh God, I got to get more. It's going to seal that in. Okay, so now when I work on top of it again, it's just going to be sealed in. There's not a thing wrong with it smudging a little bit right now, or even after, but I like just a little security. Nothing massive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that dry, and then when I come back, we'll go on to the next thing. Okie doke, found her bone, and we'll see. Not all the way dry, but it's all right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this is what I've been doing lately too, is I have my India ink. I have this in a million different colors. This is called Deep Opaque Black. Deep Opaque Black. But I'm not going to squirt anything on here, and this is permanent. I'm just going to kind of like see to add more dimension before I throw any white or anything on here. That makes sense. And I can follow this. I could dot. Look at this. Because it won't show. All these will not show. I could take a minute and really get the circles. I don't mean to make anybody sick with the dots. Okay. And I have other colors, and you can use whatever color you want. But I'm going to go in with my brush and add just a little bit of water. And let's see what happens. Because I'm going to wipe some of it off. Just want to get those edges a little traced around. I don't have to do the full one there. Because these are all going to peep through. Let's see, I know that's going to run. See, that's what I wanted. I just want it to run. Can you see that? I don't want to tap too much because my dog's going to be like, who's here? And I'll just leave it sit there for a minute. And the good part, whatever, is I can go in and wipe off if I want more of the paper to show through, right? So Like, let's say, I want that dripping on the bottom. I like that. This, let's see if we can get that to drip. This way. I always want to start out with like, I always do this too. This is going to be a longer video for my people who like the longer videos. And then I'll just fast forward and you guys can kind of watch it come to fruition, if that makes sense. Some people love to sit, so I try to do both, like short videos and, but then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with this paper towel, which has really good, it's like the cheap Scott or whatever the heck it's called. I don't buy expensive because really I use it so much with the, because we foster a lot, you know, so. And remember, this is going to be permanent, so if you want more of your, that to show of your text, oh, book pages would be good too. Maybe I'll do some book pages. Then, by all means, take your paper towel or whatever. Another piece of paper will work. Because remember, when this dries, it's going to be permanent. So you want to, just kind of want to work with it. Because I love the contrast of, I don't think I have my white here right now. You see? All right. I want to take this. And this will blow it out a little bit. I'm okay with that. Wherever way it goes. I like the colors. I like the black. I'm going to use some white, probably gesso to throw some splashes and drips down. Okay, not too bad. All right, here comes the fun part. Because I want all this on there. I don't even know where I'm heading yet. But what we'll do is I will just take some gesso there. And maybe I'll use my mop brush. The heck with everything. I'm so sticky. I love it. I know my water is just gross, but we're going in. And if it's not wet enough, you could, you know, but I like to just kind of go like that. Because I want it soupy, like ink. Right? And don't forget to like push your brush so all of it comes out, whatever's in it, and then grab it. And I think I'm going this way. And the reason I'm using the gesso is, you can use white paint, believe me, it's not going to hurt nothing. But the reason I'm using the gesso is because gesso is going to cover up. So that means when it gets in here, it's not going to like fade away into like a gray or whatever. It's going to, especially if a little bit is left wet. And it's also, look how cool, like transparent. I just love it. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with this way. I'm going to come here and push my brush. And you can, the next one I'll squirt with water to show you. And then we're just going to let it run. And make sure you turn it, like so it just goes. Now that's a little bit wet there, but that's all right. It's going to have these really cool streaks. Okay. Who makes a mess? I do. All right. So the next one I'll do, yeah, my stuff wasn't all the way dry, which is okay. I mean, look how cool it looks. Okay. Maybe we'll do here and go that way. So let me show you. I'm going to sop it up. I like to roll it because I don't know if that works better or not, but that's the way I like to do it. I'm going to put it here. and just kind of dab it to get all that extra off. Then I'll take my water bottle, whatever you have. Dollar Tree has great ones. I don't know where my one is now. Anyway, and you see, and then I can make it run. It's hard to see because of the light, but so now we have like this really cool looking, just all over the place. Just all over the place. Now look, some of this was wet down here and it trailed back and sucked up some gray. Are we mad? Heck no. We are not mad. But I'm going to go in with my smaller brush and I'm going to dry my brush. Don't have your brush be wet at this point because you want to sop this up, right? So when you do like this, it gets all that good, you know, all that good paint there. Okay. Come on, baby. Well, I wish I had my sucky up thing. It sucks up, you know. I gotta get it from the other room. I have like a pile of stuff. I'm like, oh, to bring. Okay. I think that's gonna be enough of that. Now, if you want more white in it and whatever, take your brush and you can kind of like, just kind of, you know, as if it's like floating down. Like following the dripping. You know, if this is bothering you, whatever. But, oh, I love it. I'm going to leave it be. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is wipe this up. If I had a piece of paper or another canvas ready, I would... Baby, I already got it for you, honey. Sugar, I already got it. I don't know what the heck is back here. All right. Oh, gosh. What the heck that was. I'm going to squirt that just a little bit, just so it dissipates a little bit. Now, I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll go on to our next part. Okay, let me show you something. Well, you know what? I'll do a separate video. It's probably too much to do right now. Let me start on the next part of this. So here's where I'm at. Now, what I like to do is, even though we put white, I like to kind of put a masking over this. But what we're going to do today is something different. How different? I don't know. You might be familiar with it. This has been, you know, done a million times. 1 second. Okay. You take tissue paper that we get anywhere, and what you're going to do is you have your Mod Podge paper. Now, you can get napkins and use the second, you know, the part, like when you peel it apart and that part, that's good. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip it. Rip it good. Okay. And like this area, for instance, I know if I put a face here, it's going to be really dark. So I'm going to take my Mod Podge paper or whatever you're using, your gel medium, you know, I'm not telling you what to use. And I'm going to put this on. And what this is going to do, and you see it's wrinkled because I like it wrinkled. It's going to fade that down somewhat. And I'm pushing. It's going to have bubbles, guys. It's going to have texture. It's not the biggest deal with this because we're going to glue it down, you know. And I'm going to take it as far down as it will go. I'm not going to take it over here. So something nice is to add some water on your brush, run it where you want it ripped, and then just kind of, if it rips too much, see, this is the fun part. There's no perfectness to this. There's no, you know, and if you're watching me, you know, we ain't, perfect isn't here. But what it's going to do is it's going to push that down some. Push it back because dark, like this is going to be in the background now. This is in the foreground, like at us. So when we look at it, this is obviously going to seem like it's very far away. And this is like, boom, in our face. It's okay. It isn't going to bother me. This isn't going to bother me because I don't know what else I'm putting on here. But this is going to add a little bit of something. Now, the piece that, let's do this piece so I can show you another. Let's say, let's do, I don't really want to cover up. I guess I could do more, or let's do right here, just because it's kind of covered with the black. And then what I'll do is just lay that on there, push it down. And if you need more glue, just scrunch it under there. You see how nice that is? Real good. Don't play too much, because what happens is then the paper gets soft, and then you see how I'm lifting it up, because I can never leave anything alone. And then I can pull this off or glue it down, whatever I want to do with it. I'll just throw that away for now. Just kind of seal that in. Push it down again. Sometimes, and I don't know why, and it could just be me, when I glue things down, like I can see here, like here's a little air bubble, so I'll go over it. Just so it's touching. I don't want to be too rough, because then it'll rip it up, but I also don't want air bubbles, because then it'll lift. Okay. Now, I would leave it alone, because once it's dry, you can always put another coat on, but you can see it does kind of fade that back. If you want some more of that black coming up, by all means, take some more of that off. Put a little bit of black on top, whatever you want. But to me, I was like, oh, I don't know. That might be a little bit too much black in there when I looked at it. And, you know, so I'm going to change it. Now, once this dries, I'll be ready to add a face or do whatever I'm going to do on here. Very simple. You know, a lot of fun, because I used watercolor and papers and acrylic paint and acrylic ink. So, you know, we got all these things on here, Stabilo, a lot of stuff. And, you know, so now our background's done. Now I can go on, and the next video will be me putting on, you know, whatever's going to go on here. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. Again, please check out our GoFundMe. Anything helps. Anything. We are trying so desperately to get her her surgery, because we don't want anything to happen to her. But even if you can just share it, I'd appreciate it. I love you guys so very much. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know if you're doing any backgrounds. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.